Build it here, build it anywhere. This plan is ready to move mountains. I'm gonna show you exactly why. Stay tuned, let's go have some fun, let's go. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to bring you today's tour. As I said, there are certain plans that can move mountains. In today's tour, I'm going to show you exactly why I feel strongly this particular plan has the ability to do so many things for your family. It is one of the most functional floor plans I've ever seen. This is a Savannah Plan. It's over 3,400 square feet, one of the smartest, most functional layouts I've ever walked through. You can build it here, right here in the colony, in Bastrop, Texas, or you can build it anywhere you desire on the Build on Your Own Lot program. And it has the ability to be such a large home, but it only has a 70-foot wide footprint, so it can be built in many places. As we walk up to the home, I love the stone and stucco elevation, but as any Sitterle home, you have that wow factor and that statement piece right when you come in. 12 by 24 tile, the Schluter edges, and your San Marcos 8-foot doors, your iron doors right as you come in. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Savannah Plan. 3,419 square feet to be exact. It can be built in so many different ways, but as it's configured today, this is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage built on a single story. And the way all the main spaces are laid out, it makes so much brilliant sense. To my left here, you're gonna have 2 bedrooms and a secondary bath. To the right, we have a large, very nice high ceilings secondary bedroom with an ensuite bath. And as we come straight into the home, into this beautiful open concept, 12-foot ceilings on each wing of this home. To the left and to the right, you have an amazing area for space. You know, in a single-story home, a lot of people say sometimes, hey, you know what? I don't have the ability to compartmentalize in terms of I don't have a space for my kids, I don't have a space for myself. To the right, you have an office. To the left, you have that game room, and I can't wait to show you that and what I would do to change that. But right when you come in, so everything's spaced apart really well in this home. How you have entertaining and your kitchen to the left, to the right, you have a study, excellent storage, and a primary suite. And down this hallway, where you'd come in through the garage, you have your utility room, additional storage, and then room in the front of the home for the family. So this right here is an amazing home. As it's built out, 3,419 square feet, like I mentioned, but it originally comes, the Savannah Plan, it's a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, right around 3,028 square feet. The 3-car garage is included, but take a look at these views. That's how it's configured, and it can be customized to exactly to your specifications. As we know, everything always starts right here in the kitchen. And this right here is an absolute dream chef's kitchen. You have so much space. Just take a look at the space between the island and where the furniture can start. And this is where the customization really starts. In this plan, I'm gonna point out to you in today's video, where are some of the original spaces in the home and where are the changes that they made. And it starts right here in the kitchen. Because in the kitchen, we have this all kind of shifts to the left, where you have a butler's pantry that kind of goes where those double ovens are, where I'm gonna show you. And you have a you have a pantry, and then it leads into the butler's pantry. They've opened that up, they have created it where you have, you can see the butler's pantry, and the pantry is to the left. So it creates a lot of extra space here in the kitchen. So many homes I walk into, and so many of my clients, they tell me, hey, you know what? We don't have a lot of space in between where we're cooking, and if someone is preparing the meals or washing the dishes, we're bumping into each other. Look at the amount of space you have here. And here's the best part. I was talking to the leadership team here. It can be moved. So this island can be moved even more to the left to give you even more space in between. These are the kind of details and these are the kind of customization options with Sitterle Homes that you can do that with the majority of builders, they're not allowing it. They don't have the ability, they don't want to have the ability from a customization standpoint, but with Sitterle Homes, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can build it with Sitterle Homes. But take a look at this kitchen. This right here is absolutely beautiful. In terms of, you have that center island with these honey wheat kind of color, with the light quartz, the Blanco sink, really like with the matte black finishes they've selected here. Absolutely beautiful. With the backsplash, the way they have it in the back, you know, I've walked a lot of homes lately where I've seen everything from people putting solid slabs of a granite, quartz kind of material, or they're putting in this type of tile, you know. The good thing is, from a option standpoint, you will have plenty of options in a Sitterle home because they really believe in high-end design and high-end finishes. This particular home, you just have so much incredible space. Right here in the kitchen, I can't wait to show you this bar area. But as we go down here, this is some of the changes that were made from the standpoint of, this is now open, this area where the butler's pantry would be. But I love how it follows the same design suit of the island from a cabinet standpoint, but it really sticks out from a contrast. But great for, you know, if you have a stand mixer or just things that you don't want to be seen, what a great place for that. And then in here, in your pantry, take a look at this. This is a phenomenal pantry. I love the amount of shelving here. You can obviously have additional shelves built out. That's a great thing with Sitterle. They can really customize the space to your liking. But I like having the two receptacles there. If it's a coffee station, once again, if there's other appliances that you don't want in view of when guests are here, it can be out of the way, or when you need it, it can be pulled. But what a great pantry. So many times I'm seeing in today's homes that are being built, a pantry is an afterthought, and they're not giving us the ability to make these spaces larger. This is a phenomenal size. As I come around the corner over here, take a look at this family room. So beautiful. I love how here in the kitchen area, we have these 10-foot ceilings, plenty of can lights. But as we go into the family room, it bumps up obviously to the 12-foot ceilings, being a single-story home. And we have this amazing electric starter, a gas fireplace straight ahead, tile all the way to the top. Not exactly sure that size, but I really like the size of that tile. It really stands out, and that mantle, the way they have it, is really, really exceptional. Very, very beautiful. That hallway, right as we came in, the width of it. You know, so many times I walk homes and right in the foyer, the width is just not that wide. But when you have a wide foyer and you come in, it creates such an elegance and it creates such a wow factor of space. So looking at that San Marcos door, that 8-foot iron door, the transom windows right on top, the tray ceiling, it really adds a set of ambiance and a wow factor as soon as you come in. So it's absolutely stunning. This plan, what I really, really like about it, and I feel strongly about this, is that one of the best plans I've seen Sitterle Homes build is called the Midland Plan. One of the difficult things about the Midland Plan is it's so wide and it's a sidecar load entry garage, three-car garage, all in one large bay. The problem is that it needs about 115 feet wide to be built. So there's very few, you can only go to oversized estate acreage kind of lots to build that home. And in this community, this particular plan, the Savannah Plan, the best thing about the Savannah Plan, in my opinion, it's a mini Midland. And the home is only 70 foot pin to pin within the envelope, so it can be built on an 80 foot wide lot. As you saw in the drone shots that I took at the beginning of the video, you see that these are 80 foot lots. So many of them are much deeper than 135, which is kind of the average in terms of depth. But it gives you a chance to have a one-story home with a large backyard. Because so many times when you build a one-story home, it takes such a large footprint of the lot because you have a build line. And within the survey, if you see BL, build line, then you'll see hashes, that the beginning of the structure has to be built after that, and thus creating a smaller backyard, if you will, when you have a one-story home. With this particular plan, the way it is from a width standpoint, and they did stretch it, you have the ability to have a much bigger backyard and a much larger home, being a one-story home that were over 3,400 square feet. So I just find it phenomenal. As we go this particular wing of the building, I can talk and talk, but I wanted to show you the home. You have your office. So a lot of homes, the office is sometimes in the front, and the way the home is originally designed, the office is in the front. If you're facing the elevation on the floor plan, which I can send to you at the end of the video, the office is to the right. But I like it where the way they've situated this in the back of the home here. It's a very good sized room here, 4 can lights, beautiful fixture they've selected. And it can be built either which way. You could have it obviously in the front. I like the way they've done it here because they increased the square footage by adding an extra bedroom that you'll see out in the front. And this right here, this would have been part of the bedroom, having the bathroom, but this became a hallway bath, and you have the option to also do a powder bath, which you'll see here later in the video if you want to. But the detail of this tile, this hexagon tile with the detail of those lines that run through it, I mean, it is absolutely stunning. I really find it beautiful. I haven't seen that kind of tile exactly, and I see homes every single day. This right here is a beautiful tile. 12 by 24, looks like the same type of tile that's on the flooring they put in the mud set, but really, really pretty. I want to get a close-up so you can get a good idea here. But what a beautiful bathroom. Sitterle Homes does an amazing job focusing on bathrooms and kitchens. They've been around for 60 years, and they build amazing homes with amazing finishes. They're based out of San Antonio, Texas, and they really believe in heightening the customer experience and ensuring that customization is a big part of the process. If you can dream it, you can build it with Sitterle Homes. So on that side, we had the office, and to the left here, we have a game room. Take a look at these beautiful windows, just wall of windows. It almost stretches the entire span to left and right, but you have 2 operable windows and such a beautiful, large, center stack, fixed window, and it emits such an amazing natural light. The only thing I would change about this, the only thing, if I was to build this plan, which I definitely would consider this plan, is I would bump this wall out because I would want it to be larger. This particular room, as you'll see, you have a space for a nightstand and a really good sized couch. And that's about it from end to end. That's the only thing I would do with this space. I feel that the room itself, where it's located, is excellent. I just would change that. And one of the key things, which we're gonna go out there at the end of the video, is having the door that leads out to the covered patio out in front of the room. It's such a good thing. If you noticed on the channel, plan I recently did a video on was the Charleston plan. That one you had to walk through the game room to go outside. From an ingress and egress standpoint, traffic-wise, I felt like it would be cumbersome for somebody to go in and out if someone's watching a game, watching a movie. You know, it's one of those things where makes much more logical sense to have it out here, and you're not disturbing anybody if they're watching a movie or watching a ball game, anything. But I'd like to focus now on these 3 windows in the family room. These beautiful large picture windows, there's so many different things you can do here. Obviously it comes like this, where you have these 3 beautiful large picture windows and the transom windows on top. One of the things that Sitterle Homes does in a lot of their homes that's very, very beautiful is having a millennium door. And having a millennium door gives you 2 doors. They could be iron doors, predominantly it's iron doors, but you have glass picture all the way around. And you can walk out, but it emits so much natural light, or you can have sliders. So there's another good spot to have that customization as soon as you walk in, where you can have sliders and or you can have a millennium door. From a cost standpoint, they're fairly similar, but from an optic standpoint, you can change it to your liking. Earlier, I just kept on rambling, but I wanted to show you having this bar. Originally in the plan, the bar, this is kind of where the butler's pantry starts. So it's not here, but the way they configured this plan, they made this extra space so you could have a beautiful bar area here, where you have a fridge, you have an ice maker to the right. I've seen many Sitterle homes where they have a space for popcorn, for a microwave for popcorn, anything you want. Obviously the kitchen's around the corner, but there's many different things you can do within the space here. As we go down this hallway, we saw the office, that secondary bath. We're gonna enter into the primary bedroom. But first I'd like to show you here to the right, tons of storage. This is a storage room that basically is called in the plan, and you have the option to do a couple things here. You can leave it as storage, which we can never have enough storage, but I'm gonna stand here, there's a door right now. That way you can really get a real good idea of the space. But this also can be a powder room. So that is really neat. You have options here. If you're gonna keep the bedroom, that obviously is an office right now, this would have been bedroom number 4. If this stays a bedroom with an ensuite bath, then a powder would definitely be needed. But in this configuration, because you have this hallway bathroom, which could be the main bathroom, you really don't need to have a powder room, but you can from a flexibility standpoint if you'd like to, which is very nice. And once again, customizing, something Sitterle Homes is known for greatly. As we walk into this primary bedroom, this is pure bliss, pure elegance. I absolutely love this room. I had a client who recently built a Sitterle home up north, and number one thing that they loved was the primary bedroom and primary bath. And this right here is absolutely stunning. Once again, just like we saw in the game room, you have 2 operable windows and a center fixed picture glass that's very, very large. Not as large as the game room, but it's really beautiful. With the tray ceiling, 4 can lights. The way they have it, you have speakers, you have your air registers right there in the envelope. This is really, really stunning. What a phenomenal room right here. Phenomenal sized bedroom. I'm gonna stand here in the corner. This way we can kind of get an idea, just the sheer size of the space, kind of looking into that primary bath. But you have such gorgeous light and such a really nice space in this room for many different things. If you want a reading area, a nook, if you will, there's so much space. As we come into the primary bath, take a look at this. I love these matte black framed mirrors with the inlet LED light. It's so elegant. It can be changed in many different colors. This is something new I'm seeing in homes, but also in Sitterle Homes that they're offering, which I think is very, very beautiful. As we come into the stand-up shower, if you will, just take a look at the detail here. I'm gonna step back so you kind of get a really good idea here. This is stunning. I have seen this type of tile, this wood look tile with the Schluter edges, but you have the quartz right on the top. It adds such a beautiful, elegant look to it. It's so nice. As we go into the shower, you have this round, very unique kind of round mud set tile all the way to the ceiling. What a beautiful, beautiful tile selection they have here. The niche, you know, could be a little bit bigger. I would have made it a little bit bigger. Not a lot of things can fit in there in terms of, but obviously you can put your soaps and everything down here, shampoos. But it's very, very nice. You have a linen right behind us. You know, one thing about Sitterle Homes, so much storage. I'm going to stand in this corner. You have the primary closet, lavatory, and then you have these two very nice large vanities that are almost, I think they're identical in size. One might be a slightly shorter based on how I can see it right now, but really, really beautiful size here. Take a look at this primary closet. It's a really good sized closet. Earlier, I got off on a tangent and apologize about that, but I wanted to tell you more about how I felt this plan was so much more, was I think a mini Midland. The Midland plan is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4.5 bath, 3-car garage, just like this plan, but it tops out at like 4,300 square feet, and the cost to build that plan, because of just the footprint of the home, is so much more. So this home, being that you can, you know, this home starts off at, you know, $673,000 to build this plan in this community. There's 3 different elevation options, but you can build a home that, in my opinion, is extremely similar to the Midland plan, and you have an option to do it at a much better cost. So down this hallway, you're gonna see we have a single bay garage, 2 bedrooms, and a very nice large secondary bathroom that has 2 vanities. So, and I'm gonna get back to the bathroom because there's something I'd like to say about that. But really good sized bedrooms. One thing that Sitterle does is they build really good sized bedrooms with really nice walk-in closets. I recently have done some Sitterle homes where the walk-in closets are, you know, as big as some rooms that I've seen where that's the primary closet, but they're secondary rooms. They build them so nice, and they have such a presence about them in terms of space allotment that, take a look at this. This is a secondary room, and you're getting a walk-in closet of this size. I want you to get a real good idea, so I'm gonna take different angles of it. But this is a really good size and just a really nice space. Absolutely. Now, one of the things that I asked the leadership team here, I said, can you have an ensuite bathroom in each of those bedrooms? And they explained to me how they would be able to move walls, and this linen would basically, the entrance of the bathroom would be through that room for this bathroom, for that bedroom, excuse me. But there are ways where you can have, each of these bedrooms can have an ensuite bath. So that's the kind of flexibility that I really like about Sitterle Homes, because I get a lot of my, I have a lot of my clients that sometimes say, hey, I either have, you know, 2 kids that don't want to share a bathroom. This one, they're, you know, they may be fighting over counter space and, you know, who's brushing their teeth and who's doing makeup and all that kind of good stuff. But the good thing here, well, about what you can do about having your own ensuite bath is just, you know, each person would have their own space. So I really like the 12 by 24 tile all the way to the ceiling. You know, I say it often on the channel here, but having tile all the way to the ceiling, it's such a optical illusion of how it can make the space feel so much larger. Here, speaking of space, here's a space where they've dedicated where it could be a mud area. You have the space for it. Going into the garage, because this is the front of the home, you have just immense natural light, but this is a really good size garage. You know, kind of like the Charleston plan has good width. I think the Charleston plan might be just a little bit wider, but this is a really good space. So we have 1 bay garage coming in here, and the 2 bay garage is where the utility room is, so we'll definitely get a chance to see that. But they do an amazing job finishing their garages. And I mean, this is standard in terms of a finished garage. Some communities, they have it where they put trim. Some communities, they don't. But as you come in here to the right, take a look at this. This right here, I'm just gonna start from the bottom right here so you kind of get a really good idea. I mean, unbelievable. 14 feet. These are 14-foot ceilings here. And this originally would have been in this elevation, this would have been the study, but having the space where they put the study in the back, this obviously becomes an ensuite bedroom. It can be a flex space. Look what they've done it here. They've kind of made it a multi-gen. You have a area here that has a little wet bar, if you will, but obviously no sink, but you can put a sink if you need, if you'd like, from a customization standpoint. But you have a nice countertop, herringbone lay on the backsplash, and with the cabinetry, follows the same design suite that we saw right over there to the left in our wet bar area. It's just really, really beautiful. And just the sheer size of this room. You can probably hear me having more of an echo now. I mean, that's how big this room is. This right here is absolutely amazing. And this would have been the space for the study. But take a look at this. You have a double vanity, elegant, beautiful, stunning bathroom with a full glass enclosure on the stand-up shower. I'm standing in the closet here, so you kind of get I'd like for you to see it all here. This is beautiful. I love the selections they have here with this tile, with the mud set, all the way within the niche. Very, very pretty. I'm gonna stand in the shower now. This way you get a real good idea of the space behind me. I'd love to know your comments, what you think about this plan, because this right here is an absolutely stunning home. What a home. Take a look at this. This angle as you leave the bathroom and you come out, you got 4 can lights, a fan. This is absolutely beautiful. What a gorgeous plan. What a gorgeous day outside today as well. This Savannah Plan, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4 full bathrooms, and obviously we have storage there. As I mentioned earlier, that could be we could make it a 4.5 bathroom. I mean, just, it feels so much larger than the 3,400 square feet that it is. As we come in here into the utility room, there's a lot of different things that you can do within the utility room. But the really unique thing is this, is within the utility room, you can obviously add cabinetry, add a sink, but you know, one of the really neat things about Sitterle Homes is, and why I wanted to show the attic access, you can do a sealed attic. They're one of the only builders in the entire Austin, Texas metro that does spray foam insulation on all exterior walls, which is huge. This right here to the right, so there's immense value with Sitterle Homes. This right here would be the entrance to the garage. This is their office right now, obviously in the model home. But I'd like to show you a couple of things in the model home here, where the water softener loop would be once this is converted back to a garage, and then having a tankless water heater, a Rinnai tankless water heater. That is really exceptional in many ways, which I really like. And here in this community, they build in 2 sections. The section that we are in, that you saw those overhead drone shots, this is the Driscoll Bluffs. 80-foot home sites. And what is so unique about this is it's only gonna be Sitterle Homes. And anytime you have that kind of ability where you have a high-end, strong finish, really high quality builder in a single section, you know from a preservation standpoint of your home prices, it's gonna be there and it's gonna be strong. The Colony has the 50-foot wide section where they have certain plans, great plans, that only can fit within the Colony 55-foot section. This home, as I mentioned earlier, is 70 feet envelope to envelope, and that's where, from a space standpoint, it would only be able to fit in this section. But one of the things that I really feel strongly about is if you can be in a neighborhood where it's a single builder building in that section, that's going to give you the ability to really protect your asset, especially in times like today where there is some volatility, obviously volatility in the stock market, so many things that are kind of unknowns, but when you have the ability to ensure that you can hedge it in a hard asset like real estate, it's really going to be at your best interest. And being in a situation where they're the only builders in this little pocket, it's going to really preserve your investment, because they're not going to build really cheap homes, or they're not going to build you a home and sell it at one price and then severely discount to somebody else. Sitterle Homes is a private, family-owned company. They're not reporting to Wall Street. So many times I've seen some builders who do report to Wall Street, that based on their fiscal year, and when the fiscal year ends, they will have a fire sale, or they will sell off a lot of homes. And the people who bought at a higher price point, they're kind of left in a tough position. And that's not with Sitterle Homes. I've seen Sitterle Homes leave neighborhoods where the wrong kind of builder has come in and the right builder has come, well, let me retract a little bit. I've seen them leave where they knew that the asset, the newer homes that were going to be built, that they were going to build them cheaper and at a lower price point. So all the homes that Sitterle had built, they were going to lose value because those are the new comps. So that is one of the strongest things I can tell you about Sitterle Homes. They are very mindful of that. And while I got off on a tangent, this right here is an amazing covered patio with a salt finish, tongue and groove, stained ceiling, a staple within Sitterle Homes. This right here is stunning. This home has so much immense space. I'd love to know your feedback. And if you'd like to know more information about this home or the Colony, the 2 different areas they're building within the Colony, or things I can share with you about this plan, how it can be built on a build on your own lot plan, anywhere within the Austin metro. They go as far north, I've seen, to Marble Falls, Texas, and they go south because they're based out of San Antonio, Texas. So they have a wide footprint of where they can build their homes. And this particular home, in my opinion, is one of the nicest, most functional layouts that I've seen in a Sitterle Homes home. So I really appreciate you staying with me today till the end of the video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will tag the other planned homes that I've done in the community, and look forward to seeing you on the channel on the next home tour. Thank you and have a wonderful day.